on to our next segue, which would be the skins.
For the skins, Cam and I worked on that, and I said that I'm not very good at making boy skins, and Cam was like, that's okay. So I mainly made most of the girls, and Cam made most of the boys, and kind of split it all up. And then there was the ghosts, and we were both really keen to do the ghosts, and I think it was decided quite soon, to make the Ghost of Christmas Present in Angola. And
Yeah.
it just kind of continued on like that. I think Kama made the Ghost of Christmas Present and the Ghost of Christmas Future. I made the Ghost of Christmas Past. I originally made that as an actual Minecraft character skin with just a normal skin. And then I think Kama was afraid I'd get upset when he changed it to a blaze. So I actually came on early before filming. He was like, okay, now I'm not sure how to tell you this. Then he spawned in a blaze, and obviously I saw it looked. And I was delighted because it looked so cool, but Cam was really worried that I'd get annoyed that he changed my design or something. But no, I found it really, really cool. And
Well, let's put you on the spot, D. Become a blaze.
oh gosh,
And not a huge one. A Godzilla blaze, can you
no,
imagine?
wait.
She doesn't know the
I'm trying
command.
to remember the command.
Bless.
/DC.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Oh,
Oh, I just did /D. Did it work?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We've actually got all three ghosts here now.
Mhm.
Touch my robe.
It was thanks to Kama that he completely changed the texture pack about. He did a really good job with these.
Yeah,
all I did
Kama-
for the ghost was just make the head for the Ghost of Christmas Past, and then Kama did all this, which was really amazing.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with all the skins, but especially the three ghost skins.
Yeah.
And the way that they changed to the mobs.
What you might not know is that all 3 ghost skins were actual normal Minecraft skins before that I then changed into the mob skins.
Another thing that Kama skin, I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it was the was it the ignorance or
Ignorance
Yeah.
and
Ignorance
Yeah.
and
Want.
want.
Those were terrifying.
Oh,
They were
gosh, yeah.
so good.
I think that took us a while as well to figure out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't originally have them, the tiny villagers, the baby villagers, but I thought that was such a clever idea to do that.
they were original normal Minecraft skins too. But I had fun doing the skins. I'm never gonna do any skins again.
Cameron, you are the skin man now.
You're the
And
go-to
he's the
skin
skin
girl.
guy.
That kind of leads into just the texture pack itself, and where Piper and Kama kind of worked on that.
Yeah, originally, as Gizmo was building everything, I had a list of things that I had to change on the texture pack. I can't remember what it was now. We had to change the lever, obviously, because if you look at the lamps, they've all got levers on top. So it just looked really ugly having a lever on top. And so I went around changing it, and I forgot to change the base. So the stick's gone, but the base is there, and I think we decided that was okay. Especially with opening some of the doors, we had to know where the door part was. Also, the hardest bit, believe it or not, were these the netherrack fences. I could not figure out. I couldn't find it on the texture pack. I just couldn't find them at all. And then Belbuzz very expertly said it's, the netherrack texture. So luckily we didn't use netherrack anywhere else in the village, I don't think.
No, we didn't.
So I was able to change that to pure black. As you can see, Danny's demonstrated it here. We also had the bookshelves. The texture pack that we used was the Christmas one we used last year for was the night before Christmas, and that's why jungle blocks haven't been updated. There are a lot. I think if Buzz presses E, you can see in the building blocks, lots of them are just greyed out because
Or
they're all
I.
new blocks. Yeah. So, huh?
I use I.
Oh, whichever one you use. So the bookshelves were horrible bookshelves, so we had to change them back to normal bookshelves. I think we did that with chess as well.
Yeah.
And then Kama, as Dee said earlier, did the wonderful changing of the mobs, the new skins, so the Iron Golem and the little villagers, and yeah,
Blaze and
Blaze, yeah.
Enderman.
Okay, well, our next topic is the editing and the music. So before I get into the editing part, and I'll keep this brief regardless, music, I use the Incomtech website, which is Kevin MacLeod, who does most of the music that I use in our videos. He had some Christmassy stuff, and then the hardest part really was trying to find music to have during all the rest of the dialogue. It's so important, and if you never think about it, when you watch a movie without the music that plays during it, the background music that gets scored in by professionals, it really seems dry. And as I was playing these scenes that we edited while I was editing, it needed something. So I had to put some music in. I mean, I'm not 100% happy with some of the music. I would have loved to have contacted this Kevin and paid him a nice chunk of change to score it for us. But obviously that would cost a decent amount of money. So, but I think it worked out relatively well.
Yeah, I liked it.
Now,
Yeah, I
as
think
so-
it was really good.
now as for the editing, let's go to Cratch or Scrooge and Marley's office.
Here we are.
So what we would do, just to kind of lay out a typical scene, Giz would be there at his seat as Scrooge. Dee was over there as Bobby. And, I would get in my position and I would say, action or whatever, and people would walk in and we would record it. Now, like in a scene where I'm in, like when Fred came in here, it would be me over here still filming and Kama or somebody acting like Fred, the character. And they actually did say the lines, or I would say the lines, but they wouldn't be the lines I used because I was, not using the mic I normally would use when I record voiceover stuff. So we would go through the scene, record it, but in a lot of cases, either crew were sending me dialogue. Mario did his lines offline as Fezziwig and sent it to me. Miss Belbaz, I had to have her record with me later in the evening because she works. So when she was home and we had some time, we recorded. So when I edited, I had to basically either overdub the lines with the proper actor over top of somebody, doing fake acting of it, or in the case of me, I would overdub myself when I put in the lines. Because I think when we do the scene where we're playing charades, when we filmed it, I voiced it and Piper voiced it, but for the final video, it's Miss Belbaz and I recording around one microphone together.
Oh, is it?
Ah,
Awesome.
Because I have a microphone I use for the voiceover stuff. That's an actual XLR mic with a pop filter in front of it. So we both got there in front of that filter. So the editing on this was quite a chore. It wasn't as bad as something like the trailers we do. When we do the trailers, those are a lot of work. But it was fun to edit, and everybody else worked so hard and everything else, and all the things we did. This one was really fun to edit, and it worked out really well. I mean, I was really happy with pretty much every aspect of this whole series.
Yeah. We all should do a round of applause for each other.
Hey!
Take my arm
free.
again.
Hands free.
All right, so let's go to our how'd we do that section, and let's go to Scrooge's bedroom. One of the things that a few people wanted to know was how we had somebody go through a window. Now, I think when this originally came up, I'm trying to remember what your guys' original idea was. I don't know if it was to teleport the person through it, so it just looked like they moved through it, but they didn't look like they moved through it very well because it was so fast. But I'm trying to think if there was any other ideas for how we were going to try to accomplish this.
I think we mentioned briefly about having it as an open window.
Yeah.
We even
But-
talked about pistons.
Yeah, but in the
Or brick.
in the show, in the book and in many of the movies, Scrooge is pretty freaked out about the idea of just going out the window or whatever, and the ghost kind of pulls him through it in a sense. But I had made the comment, and Kama ran with it, is why don't we change a picture into the same object, same texture as a window? So even though you see these windows in front of us, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to briefly disconnect, switch to the normal texture pack, and you're going to see what this window really looks like.
Kind of good picture too, I must.
Check it out on one side.
All right, so here is actually what it is. That picture, comma, changed the texture to make it a window, and you can pass through it.
Magic.
Ooh.
Now, while we're on that subject, let me go ahead and look outside so people can see the difference. Here's the lanterns, and you can see with the levers
Yeah.
on top of them. I mean, you can kind of see the difference in the buildings.
It's so much brighter as well.
Yeah, so there's not all the Christmassy stuff on the doors, the wreaths and things.
Some of the roofs as well, like some blocks are different for the roofs, like some logs.
Oh yeah.
The church looks terrible.
All right, so I'm going to switch the texture pack back. So I guess we can go back in Scrooge's room. One of the things that was asked also how we did it was sitting in the chairs. So if you guys want to plop down, you can see that we use a plugin called Comfort, which lets you sit in basically steps. All right, the next question somebody had asked about was how we got Marley's head through the door. So that was actually really easy. Basically, what I did is I took a few snapshots, like say, Kama is Marley right now, and he's in Marley's skin. I would just use the F2 key in Minecraft. I took a snapshot of him. I did a few from different angles to try to see which one I liked. And then what I did is I took that picture and I cut everything off of his body except for the head. So literally it was just a tiny little image of a head, and everything else around it was transparent. And then I literally just, when we got to the scene here, I brought it in as a layer on top of the video and faded it in and faded it out.
And of course, I'm always the one losing his body.
Now, the little funny fact about that is because there's so many things to this when you film these things, camera angles, where people stand, when they say things. When Gizmo did his shock of seeing the ghost's head, I wasn't really prepared. I wanted the camera to be completely fixed on the door, steady, when that happened. So the head showed up and faded. But I was still panning the camera when Gizmo, did his shock of seeing Marley's head, just like that. So Marley's head actually looks like it's moving. But it's ended up looking okay. I thought it looked cool regardless. But my intention was to have it just show up and fade away, but not move. But since I was still panning the camera, it looks like his head moves. All right, so up here was the scene where the ghost and Scrooge teleport down so that he can hear some of those businessmen talking about his death. So the way we did that was we teleported them. So Giz and Kama basically had a teleport command down there ready. I don't know if it was a warp. I guess
It was
that.
warp, yeah.
So you can see Kama just shot down there. And, that's how it looked like the guys, actually moved. So we were using World Edit, like Gizmo talked about, to make the grave open up. And then I think Danny was the one doing the lightning. So were you invisible, Danny, when you did this?
Yeah, I was invisible.
You didn't
I
get far
was,
enough, Piper. It's
I
this
was
corner.
using a potion. to make myself invisible.
It's one
So
corner
Danny
more.
was invisible, basically standing on the headstone,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were striking yourself with lightning.
Yep.
Isn't it? Okay, my bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had an issue. Remember now, we had this issue, didn't we, with Cameron getting shocked by the electric. So we had to move him back until it didn't hit him.
Yeah.
And I think we had that one issue as well where we had a perfect shot, but I wasn't standing in the right position, so I didn't fall down.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I have to do the whole thing again. I was like, no. I give all my emotion to that scene.
Yeah, so this scene worked out really well. I mean, with the lightning, with the drop, the scream, and then kind of, then I faded into the Scrooge's name. Although you guys could all see it by then. I thought about blocking it out, kind of like blurring it. But then I thought, I mean, I know some of our fans didn't know of this tale before, but most did. So I figured most people already knew, in a sense, whose grave this was.
Oh, boss fell as well.
No, I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I was hidden behind the wall, ready to see the lightning, and then as soon as I saw the lightning, I did my little command, and Gizmo fell.
I was just standing here, looking at the grave.
Lolling off camera.
I was up on the roof here, mob disguised as a bat, just in case, like, anyone saw me.
Were you?
Because I didn't want to be a person, just in case, because I didn't know if Boz would ever look up. So I was like, okay, well, I want to watch this scene because it's interesting. But I'll mob disguise myself as a bat, so if Boz does look up, then it'll be fine.
Most of the time when me and Kama went in scenes, we were on the church roof mob disguised as bats, so we could actually watch what was happening. Because I think bats are like the smallest thing.
With silverfish, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, silverfish. The
They're
bane
just
of
glitchy.
existence.
Oh no.
Well, and also when we recorded I think Giz talked about it, or someone else did earlier, we recorded a kind of a test run in Scrooge and Marley's office. We didn't have the set built all the way, but we did a test with some people coming in and doing the lines. Back then, originally I was only going to play one of the businessmen who comes in asking Scrooge for money. I wanted to just do the narration, and then I'd edit it, but let the crew do more of the parts. And we'll get into that a little bit, but Ross was going to be Fred, but he wasn't able to. So, but during that test filming, one of the funny things was like people would stand outside the doors of Scrooge's office when they weren't ready to come in, but they were in frame. I think Piper and Danny both did it, and it's like, you're not in the scene yet, guys. But it is really like filming, a movie in a sense. You really have to worry about the set, where everybody is, places, on the set, all that garbage. It really comes true even when you're doing this.
So when we kind of talked about making the ghosts into actual mobs in Minecraft, if you want to fly over here, oh, it's raining over here as well. We had to do a test to have a look what the mobs would look like with the skins on. And I think at that point, mob disguise wasn't working or something, or we couldn't figure out what the command was. So we had to spawn in a blaze. But blazes are very tricky and they cause fires. So in order to avoid a fire, this little cage thing was built, and we spawned a blaze just to have a look what it looked like, and to avoid it escaping. And I was so scared that it was going to escape and just burn everything down.
This is
That's
where
just a little, yeah.
Kama broke the news to me. He teleported me in here and was like, okay, don't want you to get upset.
Did it?
Yeah, and then he spawned a blaze, and because I was shocked at first. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, please don't be mad. I was told to do this. I was like, no, it's wonderful. But poor Kama was so nervous because he thought I'd be really annoyed.
I'm surprised, what with TNT and fire and blazes, I'm surprised the whole set hasn't burnt down yet.
I know. How didn't it just burn and just...
To pick out the main parts, it was quite easy because even writing the script I had in my head, Gizmo was going to be Scrooge, and I think we pretty much all agreed he was the best person to play that part. we wanted Bell Buzz as a narrator because, like, having the start and the finish, I thought that was really good. I wanted to be Belle. Charwoman was an extra part for me with my lovely
best
voice.
part ever.
Well, a little trivia on that part. That was going to originally be Alicia,
Yeah.
but Alicia was busy and was never able to actually come on and or record the lines. And what Piper did was, I don't know if you would call it off the cuff or what it was, but we enjoyed it so much that when Alicia didn't actually record her lines, using Piper's lines that were already done fit perfectly.
Piper, this was like the best thing you ever did. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not often I get a bit silly.
All those years of reading stories to children. Paid off.
We also had Danny as the dog, the blind man's dog, which was amazing.
Oh God, that was
Um,
so cheesy but so good.
the main ghosts were, I think Sarah was the first ghost, second ghost was Danny, and third ghost was Kama.
Oh, Kama, your acting was amazing, and as a ghost, it was
Yeah,
phenomenal, Kama.
You
Already
gave her
nominated for an
lines
Oscar.
really well.
You should get an Oscar, like
For,
4
the,
Oscars.
for those people who haven't figured it out, the third ghost does not speak.
That's another point, actually. It's really hard to act with Minecraft characters because as we were talking, especially when we were filming the scenes for other people doing the talking, like we'd have to like nod our heads, shake our heads, just like do like natural movements as if we were, talking. I found that bit really hard to keep
Yeah,
remembering to
and
move.
reading the script at the same time as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't learn our lines.
No.
I had a printed script in front of me.
Yeah, but your printed script, we actually rehashed the script somewhat, so your printed
Oh, yeah.
script was actually wrong
Yeah.
in some parts.
Yeah.
There's
Which
so many
actually-
scenes.
Yeah,
Like,
it messed
it's
up
a
so
rewrite.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. There were a lot of awkward pauses during the recording of this.
Yeah. And it was just like, D, your script's wrong again. I was like, oh dear. I just got so excited, I like printed it out immediately. And then I was like, that's a really stupid idea because it's obviously going to get updated. But forgot to check.
Mr. and Mrs. Cratchit was Kama and Dee. We also had Mario as the lovely Fezziwig. We had the children, the Cratchit children, Lizzie and Ryan and Abby, and I think Paige as well. We had the maid, which was me. We have got Lizzie's tiny Lizzie, obviously. Fred and Fred's wife, the lovely Bell Buzzes.
Bell
Mr. and
Buzzers.
Mrs. Bell Buzz. Marley was Kama. I'm trying to think of everything else.
Fred.
Paige, I don't think was actually
It's
one of the
Fred.
children. Paige was the boy on Christmas Day.
Paige was
Bell's
Boy.
Actually, yeah.
And one last person we've got to remember, of course. It's my lovely husband, Danny, played Belle's husband.
Yay.
Yeah, so
We did a few practices, didn't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
so you threw Scrooge's Rose into the fire and then married Danny.
Yeah.
Not a bad swap.
Oh God, did that come out wrong? I'm not actually married to
see, I'd
Danny.
like to think
Yeah.
that after this whole thing, that Scrooge goes back to her and she's like, "I was so wrong. Take me back." And he's like, "No," and then like runs off with the ghost
husband.
present. Yeah.
We'll have to work on that script for next season.
Yeah.
The sequel, The Christmas Carol, Part 2, Scrooge's Adventures in Wonderland.
Coming in
Julius
2013.
People are going to be asking for that now, aren't they?
Oh,
Where's Part
gosh.
2?
No, because Buzz is going to cut that bit out.
Can I play Alice?
I don't cut anything out on this.
I'm going to reference this
Oh, gosh.
entire next year just to keep it going.
But I mean, one of the things I'd like to touch on too, a lot of people, love, and I do too, when we do these things in Minecraft. I mean, we might use plugins, we might retexture things, but we're using Minecraft. Some people have asked why we don't do things like, is it Captain Sparkles? Where they're using
Blenders.
Blender, like it's not, they're not using Blender, but they're using the more expensive program. I mean, commercial.
Yeah.
Blender's free, but Blender is much harder to work with. Uh, and you can do like what Piper said. If you use those programs, you can move limbs, you can make facial expressions, you can act things out so it looks amazing, but it doesn't look like Minecraft. It does and it doesn't. So, I mean, we're not knocking what they do. Those things are amazing. And if we had that software, I doubt we would even be able to come close to doing anything that amazing.
I think that doing it actually in Minecraft with everyone actually here physically in Minecraft, it's more fun that way, and it gets us more involved and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many nights did it actually take us to film?
Oh my gosh.
5?
I thought we did
12?
it quite.
We did it real
quite
fast.
quickly. Yeah.
I'd say we did 4 or 5 nights we record it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
managed to do pretty much a scene per night, which I thought it was going to take us a lot longer. But
Do you mean act, dear?
act. What did I say?
Scene.
Scene.
Yeah, we did. We acted a scene per night. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
an act.
it really went smooth. Part of that is just because, to be honest, when we get an idea that we all like, it's amazing just to see how dived into this people got. I mean, Piper jumped into creating Google Docs, the script. Mario helped her. Danny and Giz started going crazy building sets, and Sarah and Dee and others helped. Kama and Dee working on skins and textures, and Piper working on textures. You know, just everybody getting in here, Extra and Alicia coming in to help us with, playing parts, character-wise for scenes while we record it. To get all of that, I mean, everybody just dives into it and gets so excited about doing it. And then obviously after I've recorded all of it, then I have to go through the long process of editing. But we really enjoy doing this, and you're going to definitely see us continue to do more special things like this because we have so much fun doing it. Even if it wasn't super popular, but these have been popular, we would still do them.
Yeah, I mean, it was lots and lots of work and pre-work and working after that, but I had fun.
Yeah.
I think every time we do
Paid
these,
off.
we get better and better, and we refine the process. Obviously we're just amazing actors and actresses.
Of course.
I mean, the Scrooge-like grunts that I do during charades were amazing. But is there any other topics or anything anyone would like to say about this before we call it?
It was a lot of fun.
We just hope you enjoyed it. Like us, share it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to for
All
more
that
videos.
stuff.
It
Just
was
throw in
really
the
fun.
cheesy references there.
It put me in the Christmassy mood. Like, it was just
Yeah.
really, really fun, and it just felt so Christmassy. And like, I think when we were done, we just had like this big sort of, I don't know, just a laugh about. I think Di's running around as a flaming golem and stuff, and it was just really fun. And it just kind of like set Christmas. It was nice.
Okay, so again, we want to thank everybody out there who watched the Christmas Carol and gave us all the great feedback. We really enjoyed making it, and we're looking forward to a few more things here in 2012 as it ends, and then a lot of more cool stuff in 2013. But when we close this, I'm going to put the crew on the spot here. I want you guys to, when I say, 1, 2, 3, say what Tiny Lizzie would say. 1, 2, 3.
Not
stresses everyone.
Lol.